Do you want to create a toggle button to switch between two modes in your Power BI report? But unfortunately, Power BI doesn't have toggle button option. Watch this video to learn how to create it. Hello everyone, Shaub is back with another interesting video. And today I'm going to talk about an interesting feature that you can use in your Power BI reports. A toggle button. You may previously try to create a toggle button on your Power BI report, but you have found that there isn't any toggle button available on Power BI. So, watch up to the end of this video and I will show you how you can create a toggle button in Power BI. And if it's your first time that you're watching my videos, please subscribe to the channel to get a notification for the new upcoming videos. Stay tuned. Creating a toggle button is not straightforward because we don't have this button type in Power BI. You can use some tricks like overlapping images, like what I described in this video, but what we are going to do today is using just one native button. Let's dive in and see how to do it. If you previously watched this video on my channel, you definitely know buttons are working with bookmarks. So, in the first step, we need to create bookmarks. In Power BI Desktop, from the View tab, I choose Bookmarks, and then you can see the bookmark pane here. What we need to do is creating two bookmarks, one for the situation that the toggle is off and one for when it's on. So I rename the first bookmark as Toggle On and then the second bookmark as Toggle Off. Now we have two bookmarks. The next step is to add a bookmark navigator. To do this, go to the Insert tab, then press on Buttons. And here from the options you can see Navigator. And within its options, choose Bookmark Navigator. And boom! You can see a bookmark navigator with two bookmarks we created. Now we have a navigation bookmark with two options, and it allows you to change the state between these two. But we want to have only one toggle button with only one option, not two buttons like this one here to change the state. But how we can achieve this? To do this, we need to go to the Format Visual pane for the Bookmark Navigator. And from the Bookmarks section, choose the bookmark group we need. But you can see the bookmark is set on All, and there isn't any other option available here for us to choose. So, how we can choose only a few of bookmarks that we need? We should go to the Bookmark panel, and here I want to place the Toggle On bookmark in a separate group. If I click on three dots beside it, we can see the group option is grayed out. First, we need to click on the bookmark and select it, and then click on the three dots. And you see, now the group option is available for us and we can choose it. I press on group, and now you can see we have a group and Toggle On bookmark is placed inside it. I just renamed this group to Toggle. Now if I go to the formatting panel for the bookmark navigator and instead of All, choose Toggle, the group we created, we can see Navigator only shows one button, which is connected to the Toggle On bookmark. Let's go back to the Navigator Format Visual pane, and here make sure to turn on the Allow Deselection option. And here from Launch On Deselection options, choose Toggle Off, the other bookmark we created. What this function do for us is when we select for the first time on the button, it activates the Toggle On bookmark. And when the next time we click on it, it activates the Toggle Off bookmark. And it is how easily we can change between two states. So what we wanted to do with this toggle button is almost done, and it works properly between two states. But to be honest, it doesn't really look like a toggle button, and we need to change its shape. Toggles usually have a little circle on them that jumps left to right and vice versa. But how can we achieve that? What we need to do is go into the bookmark group and select the toggle on bookmark. What we can see on the button now is the text toggle on. Now we need to rename this bookmark to a circle shape. And to know how to do it, we should use the Unicode character for a circle. And where you can find it is very easy. Google it. For example, here in Google, I search for Unicode character for circle. And that's it. You can easily find it and just copy this circle and paste it here to rename the bookmark. When you rename the bookmark, you can see a small circle on the bookmark navigator. Then we need to change the format to what we like. So I click on the style from the format visual pane and make sure the state is set on selected. Then increase the text size to something like 28 and change the color to white. Now I want to put this circle on the left side of the toggle, so I change the text alignment to left. And next thing we need to do is change the shape of button from this rectangular shape to an oval shape. So let's go to shape, and here in rounded corner section increase it to 50 pixels, or if you choose a rounded rectangle, increase it to 50%. And next we need to change the overall size of button. You can easily drag the corner of visual to resize it, or from general tab and properties, choose a size like 50 pixels for height and 125 pixels for the width. It is possible that you can see the circle is not aligned vertically, and it's not in the middle, and we need to move it a little bit up or down. So here, just increase the bottom padding a little bit to move it up and move it to somewhere in the middle of the button. And the same, we need to add some left padding to move the circle a little bit to right. And now you can see what we created is pretty similar to what we are looking for, a toggle button. It's valuable to change the colors if you like. For example, we can go to the field section and change it to green. Also, don't forget to turn off the border if it's on. And for the next state, we want to see what happens when it's off. First, change the state from selected to default. Then, change the fill color to red. And then format the text size and alignment to right. And then apply the same padding, this time to bottom and right. Now we set all the formatting options for the selected state. Let's see what we created. Here is our button. Hold the control button and click on the button, and here it is. And again hold the control button and click on the button, and that's it. On, off, on, off, on, off. We easily created a toggle button, and now we are able to change the state between on and off. Now we have this toggle. We can use it in our reports and use its functionality. For example, I have a report here. I copy the toggle button we created to this page and we'll put it somewhere like here. First, I copy this column graph and change it to a line graph and put it exactly on top of the column graph. What I want to do is, by pressing on the toggle, hide the column graph and show the line graph. And when I press on toggle again, reverse to the first state. So I go to the first bookmark and from the selection pane, turn off the line graph and update the first bookmark. Then hide the column graph and unhide the line graph and update the toggle off bookmark. Now if I hold the control button and press the toggle, you can see we easily change between the two states. This is how you can create a toggle button in Power BI and add this functionality to your reports. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it and subscribe to the channel to get a notification for the new upcoming videos. You can also follow me on LinkedIn and read Power BI articles on my blog. Have a good day, all Power BI lovers.